Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So this week I'm using the kikki.K Life is Wonderful collection. It's this gorgeous red and gold and I love it. So if you want to see how this one all came together, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to start this. I know what I want to do, I just don't quite know how that's going to come together. So what I do know is that I need to put some colour, especially some red, along the top and the bottom at least, because I need to bring that in. I don't know if I need to bring it all the way to the bottom. I don't know if I want to use that bit or if I want to use one of these bits out of the Notepad. I don't know if I want the big checks or the little checks. I definitely don't want the red with the pink spots. I think that's too much. Okay, I'm actually going to probably go a little bit over the top, but we're going to try it. So I'm grabbing this one here with the red, and what I want to do is cut both of the sides because I'm going to use them down the side. So I'm grabbing in my trimmer. I'm not so good with this trimmer and they're not getting any white stuff on it, so we'll give this a shot. I did it right for a change. So I'm going to cut the sides off both these bits. So they're going to run down the side here. So I'm sort of just going to place it together before I actually commit to it. The only problem is that means I have to cover up my days, which I was going to not do, but I might have to. Either that or we put these two on the bottom and we put something else on the top. Actually, hold on, she's getting a brainwave. So I'm going to grab this bit here. So instead of doing, I'm going to put these on the top, so I'll cover up the whole of the August bit. I'm going to put the focus on growth at the flowers here at the bottom, so they'll come up and they'll take up most of Thursday, but not all of it. And then on the other side, I want to make a little envelope and I'm going to put a quote card in it. I don't have any footy this week. It's the week of the final, so I don't need to. So I'll take advantage of that and actually have a quote card that I don't write on the back of. So we'll start off with sticking these down. We'll put lots of stickers on the top, so we'll make them look blingy. They won't look quite so plain once I'm finished with it. So I'm just using that along the line at the top. And then we'll trim off all the excess in a second. So then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to grab that other bit in. I'm just going to cut off. I'm going to cut this off first, and then we can fussy cut. Oh, that was close. Remind me to look again next time. So we're going to fussy cut all around the outside. I'm not sure. I know we'll knock that one off the edge, but no, we're not. We're not going to fussy cut it because then it's going to sit funny. I kind of have to. I'm going to fussy cut around the tops and I'll work out the sides afterwards. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut up along here, and it's not to cut the kikki.K logo out, it was just because there's that gap in the middle and I don't like it. So it'll sit sort of over the top, and then I'll just cut off the excess. So like I said, I'm losing a little bit of Thursday, but that's okay. There we go, so it'll sit just like that. So I'm actually going to cut that bit off as well because I'm not going to use it. Sometimes I do very silly things. It's alright, I'll layer it back in. It'll be fine. So I'm going to stick those down, and I'm just going to use the shape of the paper so that it stays square on the sheet. So hopefully I don't have to cut too much off. So it's not perfect. There is that little gap there that's kind of going to annoy the hell out of me, but I will find a sticker or something of the like to put there instead. So on the other side, I think I'm going to do something a bit weird. So I'm going to put one of these, I've got one that's not completely crinkled. I'm going to put one of these on the side or on the bottom, but because I'm going to put a little pocket thing on the other side, that'll cover up this bit so you don't have to have the whole bit, and it saves me having to cut another whole bit of paper. So I'm just putting that down. I'm actually going to have it just a little bit lower so you have it on that line as well. And you would have seen me before just giving that a light rub around those flowers, and that's just to get rid of any of the spare glue that happens to be hanging around the outside. I find it picks up dirt and makes your page look dirty even though it's not. So I just give it a bit of a rub, gets rid of all the sticky bits, doesn't pick up any dirt. Okay, that looks weird, but it won't in a minute. So then using, oh, whoops, I bent my book. Didn't mean to do that. What paper am I going to use? I'm just trying to avoid the pink. I don't want to use any of the pink, and that's just because I find the pink and the red combination just a little bit too much. I don't know why. It just, there's something about it that I don't love. I still love this collection. I think it's awesome, but it's just the pink and the red combo is just a bit weird. So I'm going to use this one here, and I'm going to add a little bit of gold to it just to give it a glint. So I'm going to start off with just cutting down this edge to get rid of that perforation mark, or perforation spotty bit things, whatever you call them. Got rid of that. And then we're going to work out which quote card we want to use. I think after I just said I don't want to use pink, although that's not the pink, that's the peach, so we might use that one. That's the pink I'm trying to avoid. The rest of them are okay. No need to sparkle, no need to hurry, no. You know, we're going to go with the one that says embrace imperfections. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to sort of fold this page around the quote card, and that way the quote card will sit right in its spot. Yes, it is going to take up a lot of the room here, but because you can remove it if you need to, you can. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to sort of mark roughly where I want it to sit. I want the butterfly to stick out. Like that. Where's my pencil gone? And then because you need to fold a little bit of it, you just need to mark it a little bit lower. This isn't a precise science, this one. I'm not worrying too much about it being perfect. So then when that goes there, I'm just going to mark roughly where that fold line is. And I'm just going to grab my scoreboard just because it makes it very easy to do this. Just very lightly there. Don't have to stress about that mark because you won't see it, but just because I'm a bit of a weirdo, I'm going to rub that out. Then we're going to fold that up. where'd my card go? So that gives us where it sits. And you just need to do the same thing on the side. Just leave a little bit of room so that it can come up. You don't have to use the scoreboard if you don't want to. If you're one of those people that trusts their folding skills, go for your life. But I don't trust my folding skills. You don't push too hard because then you rip through the paper, which I may have just done. But it's alright, I'll fix it with a sticker. I don't want to waste the paper if I can avoid it. So I'm just folding that up. And you can always test if it's the right size before you stick it down. There we go. Perfect. It's a little bit big, but I wanted it to be a bit big, so that's okay. There we go. So then you just have to stick it, like cut it and stick it. So the best way, or the way I found that's the best way to cut and stick when you're doing these things is to kind of go in a bit of a round swoop and then a cut. Or in this case, you go a cut. You sort of hit that corner bit and then a sort of a round swoop. And that way you don't get that, they don't touch too much, so you don't get that big bulky feeling. So just to give that just a little bit of a zhuzh, I'm going to grab this washi tape. I think this is from Spotlight, which means I just need to warm it up a little bit so that the foil doesn't run away from the tape, which these ones have a habit of doing. Oh, look, I got a whole bit that didn't do it. Doesn't like to tear though. So I'm going to stick that along the top. So I'm trying not to touch the designs, and then we'll just peel it back up again and then just fold it over, cut off the excess and then just fold it over. You can cut it off if you want, but I kind of like that folded lip it gives it. It gives it a little bit of extra strength. Ooh, that actually came up really nicely. I wasn't prepared for that. Okay. And then we're just going to stick that down so it sits right there. And that's what I mean when you won't have to worry about being able to see the red bit, because it's going to disappear in a second. So I just need to cover this with glue. I know I'm wasting a perfectly good piece of kikki.K paper there, but so I'm just going to try my hardest to get this square in the corner. I just really want it to be straight. There we go. And then, where'd you go? You'll see the little quote card just sits right there. So it's different. It's definitely not, I haven't done a pocket like this one before. Usually I have it as a flipper or something of the like. But I saw someone do it on a, I think it was on a, might have been on an ad for a new tool that I saw. They did like a little pocket like this on their memory page, and I thought it looked really cute, and I thought I could try it for putting a quote card in. And like I said, I don't have footy details this week, so I don't have to worry about writing on the back of that. It can just stay there, and then when I finished it can change it up. So now we get to go in and actually put in all of our stickers and bits and pieces. So we'll start off with the required stickers, I guess you'll say. So the things that I need to put in because they need to happen. Functional stickers, that's what I meant. I love when you sort of get lost in your own word tangents. It happens to me a lot. So I'm going to put the day off stickers. I'm going to use the red ones. I have an excuse to use these red ones. I'm so excited. So put the red ones on the side here. Also going to put my gym one in. So I'll put that at the bottom. Then we'll put the scales. We'll use the red one. So I'm definitely keeping the regular days this week. Usually I move them around a little bit, but 29. Sitting here going, when is her birthday? I've lost it. So they're those ones. Just got to get my netball ones. So we'll use black for those ones just because those colours don't really match it. Put that there. And then we can actually start to put some actual decorations on this. So I've got the sticker book here and I've got the paper lovers book somewhere. There we go. There it is. So I need to put the birthdays in. I need to put some gold in. We need some gold at the top. I feels like we need some golds at the top. So I'm going to grab some of these little icon ones and just you sort of stick them along the top to make a pattern, not panicking too much about how they sit or where they sit, or actually I just don't want the butterfly on that side because we've already got a butterfly on that side. Alright, that's okay at the top. I don't love it, but it's kind of different. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to chuck this one down here as well, just so, uh-oh, it's stuck to my finger. Just so we've got some gold at the bottom. Now I'm going to cover up this whole bit here with a sticker. Because I don't really have a quote yet, I'll use one. One that says life is wonderful. So it's going to do two things. It's going to cover up the bits and pieces bit. It's also going to cover that little cut I made in the paper there. So I'm just going to take this out just so that I can sort of see what it looks like underneath. I need to put those birthdays in. So to do that I'm going to grab some more of these little stickers. Am I? Put them down just sort of along here just to write the birthdays in. I'm going to write, I don't want to write in red because I feel like that's too much. I'm going to write in black, which matches then the font, like the font and the netball. So I'm just going to go ahead and write these in. Just need, I need a box. Damn it, I've become too reliant on boxes. I have become very reliant on boxes, and when I don't have them, it's almost difficult because I like having a little spot for things. I think what I'll do, I'm going to get the back end of this and just cut myself a little box. I don't want it to be too wide, so I'll go that much. I'll stick that down there and then I'll punch the holes out, and I just want to draw two boxes around that. One's going to be my to-dos and then one's going to be my expected mail. I really love having that box for expected mail. I don't know why. It just, to me, makes a lot of sense to have. Even when I don't have a lot of stuff coming, it's just a nice little space to have. Stick that down. And the same thing I did before when I stuck this bottom bit down. I just need to tidy up the edges with the eraser. And then we'll just grab the ruler. I'm just doing this freehand. If you want to, you can measure. I don't really feel like I need to. So my to-do box is going to be bigger in my mailbox. I think I'm actually just going to leave it alone because I think if I keep playing with it, it's going to actually become worse. The very last thing I need is just a sticker in that top corner because it just doesn't look quite right. And it needs not to be a quote. I can't have a quote. Add a very large pop of red to this top bit. That's okay. So I don't know what my work details are next week yet because the finals haven't been, they will have by the time this video goes up, but oh no, there's no finals this week, never mind. I don't know what I'm doing because there's no footy and I need to work that out. So when I work out what my work details are, I'll put them in here for Saturday and Sunday. But generally, I actually like that more than I think I thought I would. It's very simple. It's very kikki.K, which I love. I really like that. I don't know why I like that as much as I do. I love this pocket. I think that pocket's great. And it's going to be good too if I need to add extra to-do lists, which I always seem to do. Like, I'll fill that up easy. But if I need to add extra bits, that's what I haven't done. I need to punch those holes. If I need to add an extra list or 2 or 5, I can chuck them in there and it becomes very easy to carry around. But that is my week using the new Life is Wonderful collection from kikki.K. I do love this collection. I just don't like the pink, and it's only because the pink and the red to me just clash a little bit. But the red and the gold I think is absolutely gorgeous, which is why I kind of went to town with this a little bit. Let me know what you think though, leave it down below. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear how you've been using this collection too. I know this is one that people sort of love or hate, so I'd love to hear how you've been using it in your planners or just in your everyday decorations and bits and pieces. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my videos that are coming up. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week, and I will see you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!